Russian economy is collapsing. Everything is going down. No, it's not like this, and I'll explain in this video why it's not like this, and this is proven by more than 4 years of history after huge sanctions that were applied on Russian economy. Stay tuned and watch video till the end. A lot of interesting facts are coming. Hello everyone, my name is Igor Shimko and you're on a channel about real estate and even economics of Russia and Moscow. I'm a former KPMG specialist, I'm a former financial advisor, and as well I have an experience in big international companies like Johnson & Johnson, like John Deere, like CNH Industrial, and nowadays I work as a finance professional on the stock market and as well real estate in Russia. So I want to talk about some myths that exist in worldwide internet about what's going on really in Russia as a country and its economy. A lot of rumors, there are a lot of different things that you are listening to and you don't really understand what's going on. No, there are tons of sanctions, thousands of them that are put in place by different countries to reduce the economical potential and overall whatever is done in Russia. But does it really work? No, it doesn't. And as far as we see the situation going on in the world and what's inside in the country, we can easily understand that things that are widespread about Russia is not really true. Let me talk about some things about economic. First of all, there is a statistic of growth of GDP. You can see that even nowadays, after more than 5 years of sanctions that are coming across different industries, we still have a growing GDP. And what is more interesting and more visual, what is really easy appreciated by people who are engaged in the stock market, you can see the index of Russian index. Roughly 45-50 companies, depending on the timing on this chart. This chart is presented on the monthly basis, and you can see that it's still growing. Yes, there is a slight decline after 2021, and this is obvious why, but the economy is recovering. It's recovering, and nowadays even Russian ruble is really appreciating. Even some changes in the budget policy, in the very interesting rule of selling oil and paying taxes is applied to ease a little bit this very strong ruble appreciation. So nowadays it's more like balanced, and there is some slight recovery on these pairs of Chinese yuan and whatever Russian ruble and dollar. So you can see these charts and understand that even now, despite everything that is in place, we are still doing well. Let's talk about some real examples. What's going on in the country? First of all, it's about not oil and gas, as you can imagine. Yes, we do sell them, we still produce them. We have replaced a lot of different technologies that were banned, not shipped anymore into Russia from different countries. It's about liquefied gas, it's about some oil field services. They are produced and now replaced internally. Yes, because Russian engineering school is very strong. We have different universities that have created generations of very good engineers, and a lot of you, especially in very complex automotive, oil and gas, engineering, IT services, know that people from our country very hard working and know what they do. So, as a result, I can show that there are a lot of very important transport projects like VSM in Russian, and this is high velocity transport on railway. What is existing in other countries, it's also in place and developed nowadays in Russia. And this is the very fresh presentation from this company named Sinara. They create thousands of rail cards of very good trains, and they provided to Russian Railways, hugest company and the largest international carrier. I can even say like this, because in the world there is no such big guy like Russian Railways with such huge net of railroad, and everything is working, everything is maintained, and even some decisions like we had some train created within Siemens, they have been replaced and re-engineered internally. Look, this slide is showing new trains that are created, and they are already traveling around Moscow and between huge cities. Talking about cities, overall, we also have a net of airports. We have our locally produced aircrafts. Not every country can say they can assemble fully or 100% their aircrafts. Even without some special help, it's not so easy to create an engineering school. It takes many, many years, and we still produce them. For example, this one, new aircraft, MS-21, so you can see they have already performed a new flight. And this is our response to Airbus, to Boeing. Anyway, we have a lot of internal ships that can be created. Talking about ships, it's also about different sea ships, huge vessels that are created, constructed, and they are in place. Talking about other industries, you can understand everything is alive and developing. Yes, you can always say, but there are sanctions. It's a big pressure due to high expenses, due to some inevitable, let's say, expenses with conflict that is already more than 4 years coming. But for some countries, many, many years of conflicts, it's just a way of life, as you can very good understand from what's going on the Middle East. Yes, there are also conflicts, and people live every day with them. So talking about this, what can I say? First of all, in huge cities like the capital, like Moscow, the capital of Russian Federation, we can see that transport is a heart and the heart of life, presenting the engineers, presenting the quality of life of common people. Millions of people are using underground metro. And what's happened in the last years? Oh, you will be surprised. We have created the largest metro circle in the world, around 70 kilometers that exists, many stations in place already, and 100, barely 100 of them will be created in next years. There is a huge plan and it's still ongoing. Talking about other big cities like St. Petersburg, like Kazan, like Yekaterinburg, Nizhny Novgorod, Novosibirsk, all these cities and life in them is not stopped. I'm traveling a lot on Russian cities with investment conferences, very well known in this industry. And last year I have visited more than 13 different locations, and I can say life is everywhere. Country is working normally. So this myth about sanctions that have collapsed everything is not sustainable at all. Please do not follow this. You have to figure out the stuff yourselves, because not only this YouTube channel, there are a lot of different YouTube channels with people who live in Russia. English speaking, you can find a ton of them, and you can see what's really going on the streets, what's in economy, how supermarkets are working, and how banking system is working. We will talk about these industries a bit better in next videos, and step by step create a proper picture of what is really going on in our country. So for you, what will be interesting to know that nowadays, in all this situation, on all this mess on different political issues that are existing, our country is living. And a lot of people come to our country from other parts of the world to have work, to have new residential promises, to be employed. I can say that in our local hospital where I have a service. This is the northern part of Moscow. I have a surgeon from India. I have people from Middle Asia that are working there. They know Russian, they know English, they have a good opportunity to have their employment, and they provide good services. This is like in London, like in big megapolis anytime, like in New York, for example, and Singapore, whatever. This is now international, and this is international for many years because I have a long career within international companies, and I have worked also in Switzerland. I have traveled a lot around Europe. I have friends and colleagues in US and whatever. So everyone who have arrived to Moscow can easily say that this is a huge city, capital city, like in all other world. So do not be hesitated by some stuff that is manipulating your perception. It's not like this. Find information, find it yourself, and be more aware about how things going on in Russia. We will talk about this later in next videos. Stay tuned.